good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's live chat. I'm truly honored to be joined by Kurt Winter, the author of the moving book, Help Us Find Kerry. This is more than just a story, it's a journey of love, loss, and hope that has touched so many lives. Today, we'll dive into Kurt's experience of writing the book, the emotions behind it, and the powerful message he hopes to share with the world. How are you, Kurt?
I'm all good. I'm all good. Thanks. Thanks for having me on your show, and thanks for allowing me to share the message that I have.
Yeah, yeah, it was actually awesome reading your book this morning, your digital book, especially it was 134 pages. I really was hooked, and yeah, I'm looking forward to asking you my questions now. My opening question to you is, what inspired you to write Help Us Find Kerry, and how did the story first come to life in your mind?
Well, the other thing is it's taken 17 years before anything came into paper type of thing. I think that a lot of it was I had it in my mind, but my wife was the one that was very persistent and saying, "You need to tell your story. You need to tell your story." And I was very hesitant when she spoke about a book because one of the things is that I've grown up all these years and nobody knows or very few people know that I'm dyslexic. So that was the reason why I didn't want to write a book because dyslexics have problem with spelling and that type of thing. So she said, forget the spelling, tell me about your experiences, and she jotted it down and typed it out. But it took almost 3 years.
Wow.
So I would tell her the story and tell her how, like it happened. I didn't want it to be very drawn out and boring. I wanted to get to the point and say what was on my mind. And I think she pretty much did a good job in jotting it down the way I experienced it.
All right. Writing about such a personal and emotional journey must have been challenging. What was the most difficult part for you right during the process?
The I think that the reason why it took 3 years is because I'm a very inward person. I don't show emotion and that type of thing. So I'd be discussing the book and telling her what I needed to write. I mean, something personal to me would, um, I won't say would get me into tears, but I'd just rather walk away and say, oh, we carry on at another day. I think that's pretty much why the book took so long. It was those um, moments that only I knew and experienced in my journey, especially being in Dubai.
All right. I have a question for you already in the comments. Are you okay if I give you the question?
So,
All right. This is from Jitin Rishika. Hi, Kurt. As an author, how did you deal with challenges when writing? Having a blockage is one of them.
the blockages, yes, I mean, that's why it took 3 years. I would just have to deal with certain issues when I saw fit. One of the other things talking about challenges with writing, is that we decided to spend 3 years 3 years, 4 months in Mauritius. And it was a time to get away, but still run our business strongly. And in that time, I got up to one day and I was seeing double. And when I say I see double, I would see you in each eye, and I had no clue. And that lasted for 3 weeks. I mean, I had numerous surgeons and doctors and whoever checking me out, and nobody said what is the problem. And once the eyesight came back, then I realized I'd lost my memory. Now, when you lose your memory, it makes it even worse. So one of the things is the memory was bad. The other thing was that it was a time that my wife Trudy pushed me and said, get your head away from work and the stuff that you've always had and concentrate on the book. And that's when we finished the book. And um, my memory would play tricks on me. I'd lose some of it, and that's what helped me bring back that memory. And in that memory coming back, I was able to complete the book, and hence it's published today.
And what message or lesson do you most hope readers take away from the book?
Um, the one thing to me is it's the resilience and never give up. Because I find some
Okay.
people that might have been in similar situations where, be it financial, whatever the case may be, they tend to just think, you know, the person's gone, we're never going to see them again. So let's forget it. Um, I say, persist, you can do it. You find ways and avenues of getting it done. You always find the fault, but in my case, I always had somebody to push me on to make sure that I complete what I started and get the word out there.
Uh, were there moments when you considered not finishing the book? And if so, what gave you the strength to continue?
Yeah, there definitely there were moments when it was, close to your heart. You thought, now, must I tell the public how I felt and those type of things. Um, there were lots of moments when I thought. I think if you look at it took 3 years to write, and if you look at the first 2 years, I mean, the majority of the stuff was done. I think it was the last when I had memory loss and that everything just came together. So I just had to persist and get it done.
How has writing and sharing the story impacted you personally and emotionally?
Well, what I think this is actually a part of my healing. Because one of the things that I didn't do was mourn my sister's death. Because at the stage when she went missing, I mean, I was catapulted into just to Dubai, go and look for her. I
Mm,
did things that when I look back, I cannot believe that I actually did it. I went into Oman without the passport, and when I was coming back, the guys asked, "Where's your passport?" So I explained to him why I was here, and I just drove through. So I did lots of things um, just to fill those spaces and get it done.
mm. All right. What role did your community or family play in helping you tell Kelly's story?
Um, I must say the community and the community would be mainly in Dubai. They were phenomenal. It is people that they walked up to me first time meeting and they would offer me a place to stay, give vehicles. I was taken back by the reaction. I find that South Africans are, I don't know, if we have accepted the gift that it happens in our country, and if somebody has any hardship and then you turn your back and say, I'm not interested. Only when it happens to them
Mm,
do they then wake up and now please help me in that. It's all you got to do sometimes is just listen to what is going on and what is happening to the people. Lots of people think it's financial. People want money. It's not that. If you just get that reassurance from somebody and they'll, don't worry, be behind you. I'll give you an hour of my time, 2 hours. Take a ride with me. Little things. It's not always about money.
mm,
And people need to think or change the way they think. Is that people, when something happens, they just assume you're there for the financial gain. It's not that. And I think one of the things that actually gets to me is that uh, some people, once they reach that financial status, they tend to be, I'm above you. Who are you? Why should it change how much money you got in the bank? Just work
Uh,
with your heart and ask people, just assist people.
hmm,
Yeah, that's my take on that.
all right. Many readers may be experiencing their own struggles. What advice would you give them based on your journey?
Um, One of the things that, so you said the readers are, just give me your question again, sorry.
Oh, sure. I was asking, many readers may be experiencing their own struggles. What advice would you give them based on your journey?
The thing is, I can give a person advice, but everybody is different and the scenario is different. From my point of view, all I can say is what you have to be resilient. Do not stop. Um, I come back to finance. It's always people use that as I don't have the finances to do what I'd like to do. But if you make up your mind and in your heart you know you want to do something, you will find it. Just like I had to find it. And if people um, read the book like you've read it, and I think towards the end you saw when all my properties were getting repossessed. And that's
Mm,
prior to making arrangements to, and saying, this is the scenario, this is the situation. Can you just leverage with me? Yes. And then you get a repossession notice of all three properties. So I'm not going to say what happened after that I saved it, but if people read, they can actually see there's always a silver lining. So just don't give up.
Could you walk us through your writing process? Did you follow a strict structure, or did the story evolve naturally as you wrote?
No, no, not at all. Because of my dyslexia, I do not put pen to paper. So everything is stored upstairs. And I would basically, when Trudy she'd be sitting there typing out whatever I say, she'd lay in bed and I'd tell her, and then she'd maybe do a page and I say, can you read it back? And she'd read and I say, hold on, no, you need to fill this in or change. And that's how it grew. There was no formal structure. People are now sending me messages like, I think I have a book. How do I get it out? Like, I don't have, there's no right way and wrong way according to me. Just start putting pen to paper or type it out. Once it's there, then you re-look at it and then you can make those changes and hopefully you can get it published.
Has the book sparked any unexpected conversations, connections, or responses from readers that deeply moved you?
Oh, now the word when you say move, I don't know if yes, there have been some that have moved me. One of the things is that at the first book launch we had in Johannesburg, people came up to me and said, I lived most of my life and I'm dyslexic. Well, I never said dyslexic, they said they had a reading problem. And for them to open up and tell me that, that's a step forward, I think, because they're realizing it's there and there's nothing wrong with him. I've known him for years and I never knew. So that was one of the things. The other thing that wasn't, I still can't come to terms with it, is that why certain individuals, like some people would say, oh, you said this about your mom. You need to rewrite the book. What I did there was I wrote it from the heart. And what I say is what transpired. And it's not out there to be thick. So when you read it, it sounds nice. It is the truth. And that's the way I see it. I mean, I've also had other people that are close to you that never acknowledge at all that I've written the book. So there's pros and cons to everything you do. The more honest you are, the more you're
Hmm.
likely to get shot down. And I mean, our country is in the state that it is because people lie and they more worried about monetary and how the people see you and your status. No, just be yourself and be, you know what, tell the person you love them. And that's another problem that I was grown up with. I never ever told people that I love them. There's nothing wrong with those three words. You're not saying that I'm gay or anything like that. Basically, you're just showing them that you care about them. And I think more
Hmm.
people need to do that.
Yeah, that's true. All right, my final question to you is, looking ahead, do you see yourself writing more, either as a continuation of Gary's story or exploring other themes close to your heart?
So, I don't want to profess that I'm an author or anything. Um, it's, I'm Kurt. I'm going to tell you what I feel. So I'm not going to say that yes, there's a second book waiting in the excuse me, in the covers ready to come out. No, what I'd love to do is use the book as a basis to talk to people. With the launch, we've engaged with four uh, organizations that we teamed up with, and it's ACT, human trafficking, it's women that are going missing. It's those type of things that I want to let people know that it does exist, and don't wait for it to happen to you in order to be proactive. I'm not saying that you must be a bandy and go out there and walk down the street with banners and stuff, but the little things on social media, share if somebody's missing.
Mhm.
It doesn't cost you. Even if the person is found and later on somebody will say, that person has been found, don't stress. It's those little things that all amount and make a difference. So for the book, I'm not saying no, but my thing is to make people aware.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I gotta say thanks so much for your time and hope to catch up with you again in the future.
Yeah, and I think before you run away, I must just let people know that this is the book and it is available on social media. There's a website that is actually launching, it will be probably next week, and it's helpusfindkerry.org. And on there, you'll be able to purchase the book either digitally or you can actually get a book. Yeah, and it's not going to take weeks, like you read it in the morning. And if I can just ignite certain things in anybody or someone, um, simple things, that's what we need to do. So thanks for having
Thanks,
me.
man. Sure. Take care, man.
You too. Thanks so much.
Welcome.